Oh, right then. We have arrived at the end of This Place Will Become Your Tomb. Hi everyone, I'm Phoebe and I'm catching up on all the music I've missed out on over the years. Whilst I've consumed a lot, I haven't consumed it all. And today I am finishing reacting to Sleeptoken's second album. This is Missing Limbs. We're going to listen to it twice. I'm sharing these either on Patreon daily, so thank you so much for watching over there, and weekly on YouTube. Now I will be covering the other albums on Patreon, and they will be done by this point if you're watching on YouTube. And Patreon, I will start those in a couple of days. I'm filming this in January. I believe YouTube, you're watching this in June. That's mad to think about at this point. What a ride it's been. It's been sad. I feel like This Place Will Become Your Tomb has hinted at how this is going to end. I think he's going to be deeper. I don't think he's going to be higher. Missing limbs, losing a part of yourself, losing yourself, being consumed by something. That's what that sounds like. Let's watch. How long is it? 3:20. Just make sure that it's like, yeah, okay. All right, let's go. We'll miss it. We'll watch it twice. Once all the way through. Second time we'll stop and start and talk about how we think, what we think and how we feel. Is that cheerful or somber? Feels bittersweet.
Just to let me know, if nowadays the outer realms of heaven don't keep up on the charm offensive anymore, failing to remind you what you're living for. And I'd give anything to borrow your indifference. I'd drink you in to temper your belief in all my promises, to swallow my desire and choke on it. 'Cause it still makes my blood run cold to remember what they did before, the stories that you never told to me. Oh, but worry not, the blessings rain like battles in the heavens lost, and more polite advances won't last for long. The eager apprehension is wearing off. I'd give anything to balance your conviction with certainty, to fall asleep without you lying next to me, to sever my connection with everything.
But
'Cause it still makes my blood run cold to remember what I did before, the stories that you never told to me. And it still makes my blood run thin to remember what you are to him. And I live like I've got missing limbs for you.
We're supposed to be okay with that ending. That sounds very final. It sounds like he's ended it all. Or it sounds like end of transmission, some sort of signal being corrupted. On the last one, Vessel was saying, I can't pretend anymore. I know this won't be what I want it to be. I can't hold myself together. Someone mentioned dementia before with sundowning, and even this feels a bit like with the chorus and remember what they did before, remember what I did before. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail in a minute, but that's made me think some things. All right, let's look at the lyrics, break it down a bit more. That's the end. I don't want it to be the end. It's really peaceful, calm, but also feels bittersweet. I know I said that before. It is sad, but it feels lighter, even though we see he's deeper. 10,924 meters below. It's dark as well. The visualizer is a lot darker than the other ones. The lower you get from the surface, the darker it gets anyway. Yeah, it doesn't feel very cheerful. It feels like it's reminiscing, looking back, trying to think about the good times, but feeling a bit sad about it. That's why I say bittersweet. Still sad.
Just to let me know, if nowadays the outer rounds of heaven don't keep up on the charm offensive anymore, failing to remind you what you're living for. Now I'd give anything to borrow your indifference. I'd drink you in to temper your belief in all my promises, to swallow my desire and choke on it.
It's a hell of a first verse. Just let me know if nowadays the outer rounds of heaven don't keep up on the charm offensive anymore, failing to remind you what you're living for. The outer rounds of heaven, were they the good times? Was that the crumbs of good? Heaven because this is a deity that he is worshipping, that is holy, sacred. But let me know if this isn't worth pursuing, perhaps. The keeping up on the charm offensive. Charm offensive means It's a calculated, concentrated effort to win favour, support, or respect by being exceptionally friendly, polite, and cooperative. He has been so patient. He has tried and tried and tried. He has gotten frustrated. He's felt like giving up. Then he's come back. Then he's done the same and gone round in circles. But he's asking, is this really it? I'm going to have to address this elephant in the room. Do you really not want this? Even though he's pretty much got his answer, I think we all feel that way at least. But being on the inside of this all, it's not the same as someone watching from the outside in. I know I've been in that situation, and you're kind of completely in denial, not wanting to hear the truth and hoping that there's a different outcome than you fear. Failing to remind you what you're living for. Perhaps he's lost himself. He's lost himself so much because he's been consumed by this thing that has taken over his whole life. I'd give anything to borrow your indifference. I'd drink you in to temper your belief in all my promises, to swallow my desire and choke on it. It's this heavy feeling that he has, this desire to be a different way, to have this love reciprocated that hasn't happened. And it's so overwhelming that he wants to choke on it. Or he feels that he is choking on it. I don't know. It's so heavy. He really wishes that she would come around, or they would come around, or whoever it is would come around. But it's just not happening. Nothing he can do can convince them. There are some annotations here. What do they say? Vessel expresses a desire to understand or adopt Eden's indifference. This could indicate a longing for emotional detachment or a wish to be free from the burden of caring deeply. Yeah. You don't want to feel that deeply if it's not doing you any good. You want to cut yourself free from it. He says later on, to sever my connection. He wishes that he could, but he's struggling so hard to do that. It seems like the most obvious answer, but he can't bring himself to do it because it means closure, and it means really saying goodbye to this. I know how hard that is and how impossible that can feel. Even when really we can do it, we don't believe it and we don't want to. So,
my desire and choke on it, 'cause it still makes my blood run cold to remember what they did before, the stories that you never told to me.
Said Eden earlier. I don't think Eden. I think Eden is a place. They talk about "Take Me Back to Eden," which is the next album, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I know going back to swallowing my desire and choking on it, just doesn't want to be in this situation, does he? Doesn't want that desire. It's already overbearing. because it still makes my blood run cold. It gives me chills. It makes me angry to remember what they did before. I think earlier on there were references to being hurt in the past. They hurt you in the past. I won't be like that. I don't want to be like them. But also kind of ending up being like that anyway, it seemed, with violence, toxicity. It says the stories that you never told to me, so it implies that he knows some things, but he was never told them directly from this being. But he's still reaching out as if this is a kind of safe space. Perhaps. I realise I'm not sharing the screen, but it's okay, I think.
Never told to me. Oh, but worry not. The blessings rain like bottles in the heavens holds. More polite advances won't last for long. The eager apprehension is wearing off. I'd give anything to balance your conviction with certainty, to fall asleep without you lying next to me, to sever my connection with everything.
So, oh, but worry not. The blessings rain on. The blessings rain on battles in the heaven's arms. Is this situation, this toxicity? It's not a good situation. It's bad situation. In the heaven's arms. But blessings rain on battles. Maybe good can come from this bad situation. Maybe. My polite advances won't last for long. It's another acknowledgement that he can't go on like this forever, even though it seems like he is right now. He's saying, "No more Mr. Nice Guy," or I can't keep doing this. Could also be a threat. When we are in a low place and we are desperate for someone else, like this situation, there can be many, many, many threats of, I will stop now. I will leave you alone. I won't be around anymore. Really, in a lot of those instances, they just want the other person to say, "Oh, no, please don't stop. I want you around." And most of the time that they don't say that. And that can hurt the person as well. And that can mean more threats of, "Oh, it won't last for long," but here they are 2 years later, still in the same situation. It could lead to the other person cutting them off in the end, because they're like, "Oh, all right, you've said this enough times, but you still haven't done it." Maybe. The eager apprehension is wearing off. His eagerness, the feeling, the honeymoon stage, the desperation for this to be something it's clearly not. It's dying out, it's wearing off. I'd give anything to balance your conviction with certainty. Conviction is like accusing of something, right? Could that mean that he is being accused of doing something wrong and he's saying, "I wish I could say that that is true, but it's not"? Perhaps in a way to like give closure or give a reason to end it. a proper reason, a clear reason? Or is the conviction something else? Conviction. A formal declaration by the verdict of a jury of the decision of a judge in a court of law that someone is guilty of a criminal offence. A formal declaration that someone is guilty of a criminal offence. Yeah. So, as I thought, he's being accused of something bad. The better way, the quicker way to describe that. And he wishes he'd give anything to say, yeah, you know what, I am guilty of this awful thing. Perhaps he's being accused of, I don't know, perhaps they didn't want to be with him because he was accused of cheating or the violence, or I think it's more the violence. Or maybe they thought he had a violent past and doesn't, or I don't know. I'm so confused right now. Either way, I think it's saying I wish there was a clear reason for us to end this. And if I could tell you I was a bad person, I would. To fall asleep without you lying next to me. He wants to break away so badly, but also he doesn't. But he wants to so that this doesn't hurt anymore. To sever my connection with everything, to cut off all contact, for all of this to go away, to not hurt so much anymore. This is an awfully sad song. I can't believe I'm not crying today at this one. I have not long ago just cried to their last one, High Water. So I guess I'm all cried out, or at least I don't know. But it is awfully sad. To sever my connection with everything, that could go along with the title Missing Limbs. To cut off my limbs, I'm sure he says something like that before. Cut off my arm? Does he? I don't know. I just pressed space in it. We're on the wrong screen. Okay.
'Cause it still makes my blood run cold to remember what I did before. The stories that you never told to me. And it still makes my blood run thin to remember what you are to him. And I live like I've got missing limbs for you.
So this bit is a bit confusing. It still makes my blood run cold to remember what I did before. So before he said to remember what they did before, this time he's saying to remember what I did before. Is this him originally being in denial that he wasn't bad to her, them? Is he now saying, I'm addressing it, but I don't like it, it's uncomfortable for me? Perhaps I'm taking the blame again, which he has done before. The stories that you never told to me, perhaps it was in such rage that he's forgotten. Or in times of dementia, could it be that he'd forgotten because he has a condition that makes that happen? Does he have dementia or a form of dementia? The stories you never told me, have they kept this from him so as not to upset him that he's done this? Have they assumed that he should know what he's done? Was it just something they'd never talked about? because they don't seem to talk very much. He seems to do a lot of the talking. Maybe. And it still makes my blood run thin to remember what you are to him. To remember what you are to him. Is this jealousy? Could this toxicity have come from a place of jealousy? What are they to him? Did this destroy the relationship? And I'll live like I've got missing limbs for you. Is that like, you know, you cut off you have your finger amputated or your arm amputated, but you get that like a phantom pain. You still feel it. Is he saying like, I can sever the ties, I can cut you off, but I'll never forget you and I'll always feel you, and I will never truly be able to get rid of that. Seems like that's the case. That's awfully sad.
Missing limbs for you.
So there's this, I don't know what you would call that. It doesn't sound awfully sad. Almost feels kind of peaceful or at peace with things, but then it sounds like it takes an even further downward spiral. Or he's drifting away, distancing, drowning. The silence is deafening. Is that one of those? That's quite powerful, if so. It's deep. They're all deep when it comes to Sleep Token. It's almost like it's left us with a cliffhanger, isn't it? Has he let go? Is he actually cutting them off? And that's where it's left us. And we're questioning, has he? Has he cut the ties? Has he severed the ties? And he's just said, look, I'll do it, but I'll never forget you. Just like missing limbs and phantom pain. You'll still be part of me even though you're not. Gosh, that's poetic. Might be it. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think in the comments, because there might be completely different interpretations, and I'm fascinated by that, actually. There are a lot of things that people say and I'm like, oh, yeah, that works. But I'm intrigued to see if that could be on the right path. It feels that way. It feels like it would fit, at least. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everyone. These are quite long videos. I'm so sorry. Once again, I feel like just to get the meaty details, it takes a while. Thank you to our patrons on Patreon. If you're watching right now, thank you so much for being part of this journey, for keeping me going with this channel. You can also join as a free member on Patreon, so feel free to join if you'd like. There is still content on there, things that have been blocked on YouTube and such, but you don't have to. There is no pressure on there. And this is for those that have a paid membership, and there's a bit of an incentive for that from £1 and up. And on that note, gosh, I can't believe we're at the end of This Place Will Become Your Tomb. All the girl cat is in here, so I'm about to have some cuddles. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.